Greetings to all of us, ladies and gentlemen. I would like us to now proceed and go ahead and see this Teil 2 of the A1 Sprechen. Remember, this is the part number 2, Teil 2 of the A1 Sprechen. Now, for those of you who don't know what happens in part 2 of the A1 Sprechen is this. As you can see placed on the screen, you shall be given words, that is flashcards. They would give you a word, and then on top of the word is written the word tema. Tema. Now, this one here tends to confuse a lot of people. Remember, tema in English is theme. Tema in English can mean theme or even topic. All right. Now, there have been these questions. What exactly needs to appear in your question? Well, the word that is down in the box is the word that needs to appear. Like in the first word card is hund. So hund is the one that needs to appear in your question. Then the second card is tier asked. All right. Now remember, the tema is simply a theme. You don't have to necessarily use the word and the tema literally in your question. No. Remember, the tema is simply the theme. All right. So if I'm to form a question here, I'm supposed to use the word hund in my question. Now, let's now go ahead and look at the first card then. So you can see in that first card, the tema is Haustiere. Haustiere. Let's break down this word real quick. Now, normally in singular, it is Haustier. Haustier without the E. And then in plural is now Haustiere. Haustier, Haustiere. That is a pet, and then plural pets. All right. And then my word is hund, a dog. So I could go ahead and ask somebody this question. What is your dog called? The question is, what is your dog called? Now, how do you say this? You would use the question word V. So, V heißt. Remember, it's singular. So I say, V heißt dein Hund. Wie heißt dein Hund? Which now means, what is your dog called? I could say, mein Hund heißt Don. Mein Hund heißt Don. My dog is called Don, right? So you're saying that if it is singular, I say, wie heißt dein Hund? What is your dog called? Now you can see in my question that I've just formed, I haven't used Haustiere anywhere, right? So sometimes you don't have to necessarily use the tema in your question literally. No. All right. Now, I could decide to also go ahead and ask you, um, I could decide to complicate it and ask you, what do you think of a dog? What do you think of a dog as a house? I mean, what do you think of a dog as a house pet? Sorry, what do you think of a dog as a pet? That is, was denkst du über einen Hund? Was denkst du über einen Hund als Haustier? Haustier. Was denkst du über einen Hund als Haustier? Which now means, what do you think of a dog as a pet? What do you think of a dog as a pet? Now, someone could just decide to answer like, das ist eine gute Idee. Das ist eine gute Idee. Now, if in case you don't want to sound common gute Idee, you could go ahead and use some other adjectives like das ist eine tolle Idee. Das ist eine tolle Idee. That is a wonderful idea, right? Or das ist eine super Idee. Das ist eine super Idee. That is still again meaning a nice idea, good idea, wonderful idea, a super idea, etc. Someone could also go ahead and ask you, how much is the dog? Maybe I want to ask, how much is the German Shepherd? Do you know how we call German Shepherd? So a German Shepherd, this is how we call it. That is a Deutscher Schäferhund. Deutscher Schäferhund. That is a German Shepherd, yeah? German Shepherd. Don't say Shepherd, German Shepherd, no. So Deutscher Schäferhund. So someone wants to ask you, how much is the German Shepherd? How much is the German Shepherd? Now I'll go ahead and ask you, wie viel wie viel kostet der deutsche Schäferhund? Wie viel kostet der deutsche Schäferhund? How much is the German Shepherd? Now, I could honestly go ahead and say that, um, sorry, I have no clue. Sorry, I have no clue. That is, tut mir leid. Tut mir leid, ich habe keine Ahnung. Tut mir leid, ich habe keine Ahnung. Sorry, I have no clue. Okay. Now, I could also decide to ask you with the Wesen. You remember that Wesen now means whose, right? So I would like to go ahead and ask you, whose dog is that? Wessen Hund ist das? Wessen Hund ist das? Whose dog is that? Then you can just go ahead and say, das ist mein Hund. Das ist mein Hund. Das ist mein Hund. All right. Now remember that Hund is normally masculine. It is normally der Hund. Der Hund, and then plural is die Hunde. Der Hund, dog, then plural, die Hunde, dogs. Now, someone might also I want to ask, how about a female dog? How do we call a female dog? Now, a female dog, we now call it die Hundin. Die Hundin, that is a female dog, or you could call it a bitch, right? Die Hundin, all right? And then now for a puppy, how about a small dog, like a puppy? You will now call it das Hundchen. Das Hundchen, okay? So those are some of the names you need to know about the Hund. You've seen questions. Let's now go to the next card. Let's now look at the next card. Now this one here is Tierarzt. Tierarzt. Now remember they've joined two words here. Tier, which means animal, then Arzt, a doctor. Now if someone translates it directly, translates it directly, it's like saying animal doctor. That is wrong, yeah? A doctor, that is simply a veterinarian, yeah? A veterinarian, the doctor who specializes in treating animals' illnesses, right? So a veterinarian, or in short form, a vet, okay? Now, how about a female veterinarian? Now, we'll now call her Tierärztin. Tierärztin with the umlaut on A and then ending in. Tierarzt, Tierärztin. All right. So let's now see some possible questions that someone could decide to ask under Tierarzt or even Tierärztin. Yeah. So I could ask you that how much does the vet require or need? I could say, wie viel Geld braucht der Tierarzt? Wie viel Geld braucht der Tierarzt? How much money does the vet or the veterinarian doctor need? They could say, er braucht 1000 Euro. Er braucht 1000 Euro. All right. Now I could also go ahead and ask you, how is the vet called? How is the veterinarian called? Wie heißt der Tierarzt? Wie heißt der Tierarzt? Then you could say, der Tierarzt heißt Schmidt. Der Tierarzt heißt Herr Schmidt, Mr. Schmidt, okay? Now, there's so many questions you could ask from this one. You could say, where does the vet or the veterinarian doctor work? Where does the veterinarian doctor work? That is, wo arbeitet der Tierarzt? Entschuldigung, wo arbeitet der Tierarzt? Where does the vet work? Then I could simply say, der Tierarzt arbeitet in dieser Stadt. Der Tierarzt arbeitet in dieser Stadt. The vet works in this town. Now let's go ahead and have the last question. You want to say, how can the vet help my pets? How can the vet help or assist my pets, right? So you say, wie kann, now be careful on this one because it's a modal verb. So, wie kann der Tierarzt meine Haustiere helfen? Wie kann der Tierarzt meine Haustiere helfen? How can the vet assist my How can the vet assist my pets? And then you could answer by saying, now I could say, ich weiß leider nicht. Ich weiß leider nicht. And then, Sie müssen ihn fragen. Sie müssen ihn fragen. Unfortunately, I don't know. You must ask him. Sie müssen ihn fragen. All right? And that is how basically your part number two looks like. Remember, the emphasis here is this: that you need to know as much as much nouns as you possibly can. Things like Haus, Buch, Auto, Flugzeug, Bus. All these commonly used nouns, whether they are common nouns or proper nouns, whatever it is, you need to be quite um, you need to be well versed with the nouns. And also, of course, not forgetting the der, die, and das. One of the most and popular bits is on the der, die. You need to be well vibrant or well equipped with the der, die, das. All right? Der Bus, das Auto, and such like things, because they are the ones that contribute to you being able to score properly in this part. Now then, ladies and gentlemen, that was a short clip on that part number two. I would recommend you please go ahead and like this video, share it also with those your friends who are also taking the German class, and of course, I would like to air to us that we shall soon be launching some nice German book with simplified rules to ensure that even those who are just beginning are able to study and learn in a very friendly manner. Okay, so the book will be coming out soon. I'll be sharing more info on that as we continue with the work. Let me say, das ist alles für heute. Tschüss und bis dann.